Most people think basements exist for one simple reason: storage, old boxes, broken furniture, stuff you don't use anymore. But that's not why basements were created. Not even close. In fact, if storage was the only reason, most houses wouldn't even have them. Because basements are expensive. They're difficult to build. They take extra time, extra planning, and a lot more money. So why would anyone go through all that effort just to store old things? They wouldn't. There's a completely different reason. A hidden one. And once you see it, you'll never look at a house the same way again. Because a basement isn't extra space. It's solving a problem you can't even see. Let me show you. Imagine building a house directly on the ground. No digging. No deep foundation. Just placing it on soil. Sounds fine, right? But here's the problem. The ground beneath your house is not stable. It expands. It shrinks. It shifts constantly. And the scary part is, you don't even notice it happening. Because it's slow. Silent. But over time, it can literally destroy a house. And the reason comes down to something most people have never heard of. An invisible line underground, called the frost line. During winter, the water inside the soil freezes. And when water freezes, it expands. A lot more than you'd expect. This pushes the ground upward. And anything sitting on it moves with it. Your house included. Then when temperatures rise, the ice melts, the soil contracts, and everything drops back down. So your house doesn't stay still. It's constantly shifting. Up, down, again and again, every single year. Now think about that for a second. A structure that's supposed to be solid, slowly moving over and over again. That leads to cracks. Walls start splitting. Floors become uneven. Doors stop closing properly. And over time, serious structural damage. This process is called frost heave. And for buildings, it's a nightmare. So how do you stop it? You go deeper. Below the frost line. To ground, that never freezes. That stays stable all year round. That's where the real foundation goes. And once you're digging that deep anyway, you don't waste that space. You turn it into a basement. That's the real reason basements exist. Not for storage, for stability. But here's something interesting. Not every house has one. And that's not random. If you go to colder regions, basements are everywhere. Almost every house has one. But in warmer places, they almost disappear. Why? Because there's no frost line. The ground doesn't freeze, so there's no need to dig deep. That's why places like Florida rarely have basements. They simply don't need them. But there's another layer to this. Even when basements aren't required, some houses still have them. Why? Because once you already understand the benefits, it becomes a smart addition. Basements naturally regulate temperature. They stay cooler in summer and warmer in winter. That's why, long before electricity, people used them to store food, vegetables, grains, even liquids, because the temperature barely changed. And there's one more hidden advantage: strength. A basement acts like an anchor. It helps distribute the weight of the house. It adds structural support. And in some cases, it can even help a building handle external stress better. So what looks like an extra floor is actually doing some of the most important work. And the craziest part? Most people never think about it. You walk into a basement and all you see is storage, or an empty room, or just unused space. But in reality, you're standing inside the part of the house that's keeping everything above it stable. And once you realize that, something changes. Because now, every time you see stairs going down into a basement, you'll know it's not there for convenience. It's there because your house needs it to survive. And you've probably walked past it your whole life without ever questioning why it exists.